Hey guys, so today is the first video of the TSB skill builder, and yes, I'm going to make this as a series because holy shit, there's like 70 plus blocks and all of them need a specific video. Like each category needs a specific video because I want to explain everything properly so people can understand everything, so people have no issues with it. So I'm going to make like a whole series on every single block and everything. So today's video is going to be really simple, basic stuff on what features are there and everything, and how to like spawn characters and everything, you know. Skill builder is free for all devices, so you don't need PS Plus or anything else, okay? So you just tap this up and you see this open skill builder. So I'm just gonna go open skill builder. So okay, now we're in this timeline. You can see this timeline. You get this really cool timeline, which is really useful, by the way, because you can literally preview your move or that specific time, where you can just add your hitbox or sound or something else, you know, a different block. So that's really good about this skill builder. Now let's go to one thing which is called UI scaling, because that is one of the main things which I think people are kind of like getting mad over, because the UI is small or big. They want to make it small or they want to make it big. So for that, you see this key icon, right? So press this, then you will see these three options: default, animator, and UI. So go to UI. So now in here you can change your UI stuff. So you can change your button size. For the timeline, you can see these button sizes, they're changing. So I'm gonna keep it like this. Now timeline can be also small or big, you know. That's a really good thing. Properties and toolbox, I don't know much about them because I tried and they are not working at all. And I don't know what Gamezo is, so don't mind. And you can also hide some of the buttons by just pressing this or other buttons. Now new layer, delete layer, save, load, tutorial, select, move setting button, keybinds button. Now yeah, if you hide the keybind button, then you are never changing anything, so do not do that. And one of the best part about this skill builder is that it has a validator. And if you don't know what I mean by validator, is basically this gauntlet validator. So if I just press this, now it's gonna find issues in your moveset. Find issues. It found an issue which is hitbox deal no damage. Right now I have a hitbox which doesn't do any damage at all. So this is a really good thing. I love this part. Now hopefully if this works properly, because I want this thing to work well. And yeah, one more thing is that you can also change your keybinds. Like for example, I have undo as Z. If I just press this and I'm gonna press Q, it's gonna change my undo to Q, which is really good. So you can put custom keybinds for your settings. I mean basically setting parts. So that's really good. And it's default and animator both have it, okay? So that's one of the cool things. Okay, cool things. Alright, now first we are gonna look into move setting, because this is the main thing, because people are kind of not understanding a lot of things about it for some reason. And if you want to save your moveset, right, you need to save your moveset, right? So it's for that too, for mobile players as well. So first you can add cooldowns on the move setting. So 5-second cooldown. Now move type is basically you can add variant or like conditions to use this move set, you know. So this default is basically our normal variant, okay? It's our normal variant, okay? So I'm gonna go here. Now you can see this cost thing. This is basically conditions. Use awakening bar. You can just use awakening bar. You can just set how much awakening bar it costs. Now you could also add variants from add variant. Now this is your second variant, so you can just make it something else. So for example, you see this custom V, right? Now I'm gonna press it. Now you can create over a lot of variants, like for specific M1 reuse stage. You can reuse it. Awakening above, user HP. Has tag, by the way, holding space, right click, moving right, moving left, moving back, moving forward, and ground and airborne. So you can just press this and stuff, and airborne. So for example, I'm gonna put it as airborne. Okay. Now how do I work on this moveset? Just press work on. Okay, now it's going to send you to that timeline. You see how my timeline changed, right? So your move has another variant which is gonna work on air. Airborne is basically air variant, by the way. So working on, okay, and now you can just change the activate conditions and conditions and everything. So I can just put this. Hold on, let me just put an animation real quick. Just an animation for examples, okay? So this, okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna go back to move setting. Now I'm gonna go to work on, okay? Now that's it. So this is our work on, right? So stuff, okay, that's for example. Now effect intensity. I mean, depends on like if your VFX or FX needs to be that much intensity. So overall sound effect volume. So basically you can overall change the sound effect volume of all of them at once to lower it down, okay? So that's a really good thing. Now tempo scale is basically speed scale, so like how fast your move is going to be. Like, so I want to make it at 0.5. So my move is speed increases, okay? So basically this moves speed increases. So tempo scale is basically speed. Damage scale, no need to explain. Knockback scale, no need to explain. If the move could do knockback, or is it just gonna do a normal, like a standing knockback, okay? So that depends on you. Now VFX color theme. Now color theme is basically all the VFX which you use is going to use this one specific color, which is you can just choose the color, pick color. And the one best part is that you can just choose color as a rainbow. You see this, right? That is one good thing. So red, so it's gonna enable. So all of the VFX in my timeline are going to use this one specific color, which is color theme. So it's gonna use only one color. So I'm gonna disable for now, so that's, I don't need it, okay? Now, the last part is going to be save slot name. Now, name your slot, well, basically your move. I'm gonna name it as test 1111. Now apply. Now you basically change my name of the move, okay? Now go back. Now you see this save button. Now press this. Now you basically saved your move, okay? So that is better way than just just pressing again, then you cannot type. Because I see people like talking about that they can't change the move name or they can't save it. So to save your move is that go to move setting, change the name right here, then apply, then press save. That is going to save your move instantly, okay? That's way better. Now if you press load, now these are your pre-built assets which is stored in the game. So you can use these. So you can see in the preset there's like a lot of presets of VFX and KJ, this text, this and this or this, you see? So you can like preview them and all stuff, which is really awesome. If you want to like favorite one of your VFX, you can just press this star button. So now if you go to favorite, you can see this, it's favorited now. Okay, so you see all of these presets. There's also preset meshes, which is basically a mesh VFX. If you know what mesh VFX is, this is one of the major VFX which people use in their game, which makes it really cool, okay? So mesh VFX is really good. You can also use that. And there's particles and there's also trails. So I'm gonna explain trails a little bit. Now let's explain the trail, okay? Trail, okay, so it's really easy, okay? So I'm gonna go to this timeline where the move is going to hit the thing. So I'm gonna go here. Okay, now I'm gonna place the trail right here, okay? Because I want the trail to activate from this part, which is bam. So yeah, from here, bam. Okay, now I'm gonna go to duration. I'm gonna close the duration to something 1 second or 1.5 or 2.5, 2.0. Yep, that's better. Okay, now next I'm gonna go to position, and I'm now anchored attachment. Now this is a really important part in the trail. We gotta attach it to the hand which is moving, or which hand you want the trail to be activated in. So my hand is right hand, so I'm gonna go right arm. Okay, now that's it. Now if you look closely, it does a small trail. See that? See that? Yeah. So now I'm gonna just leave it. Now I'm gonna go here. Position, you see this position, right? I'm gonna change the position, place it right up here. Okay, now I'm gonna close it up. Now you see the trail. See the trail? You can see it right on the thing. And yeah, you can ignore this because it usually shows it right here. It doesn't really matter. You can just do it on here. And see? Now you can also do stuff like trail, like lifetime, but like adjust a lifetime for how long the trail will exist. Like this one trail, you see this how fast it goes, right? So that's the thing, fast. So 1 second, it's gonna go really fast. Texture part is basically if you want to make a trail to have a texture, which is really good for it. So yeah, you can. So all of these are like simple things, and I'll explain every single thing later in the main specific video about VFX. Okay, now shape is something like a shape of the trail. If you want the vid to be really big or small, vid at the end, vid at the start, and transparency. Use color. Now use color is really easy too. You can just choose a color for it, but I recommend using the white. Now targeting is basically victim target, which is you know, it's gonna work on the victim instead of you. Okay, now there's also one thing called burst, which is this. Now burst, where is the burst count, burst delay, burst interval, and burst tail. Okay, now what do these do? Okay, now burst count basically defines how much this block will repeat in the timeline. So basically how much time this block, this VFX, this trail is going to repeat in the timeline. Only one time, so I'm gonna put one time. If 2 times, it's gonna repeat 2 times in the timeline. So this is basically loop part, but in many different ways. Okay, now 1 time. Now burst delay. Okay, now burst delay is basically how long you want the burst to, like, you know, start. So basically this one started, then if I just put 1.2, it's gonna start after 0.2 seconds. Okay, 0.2 seconds. Okay, you can see wait before the first repeats. Okay, so this is basically like a cool thing. Now burst interval, time between repeats. Now burst interval is basically a wait between the 2 bursts. Basically if I have 2 bursts, right? Now I'm gonna put a 0.5 second time. So it's gonna repeat the burst, the block. So you see there's 2 block, right? 2 bursts. So it's gonna repeat 0.5 seconds after the burst count. Okay, so yeah, that's what it does. Okay, now burst tail is basically extra time to let repeats finish. So basically if your timeline is finished, basically my timeline is 41 seconds. You see this 41 milliseconds. Okay, so it's gonna repeat it's gonna repeat 0.5 seconds more. Okay, 0.5 seconds more, like extra time. It basically gives the block extra time to repeat. Okay, so that's what it does. A priority is basically if you want that VFX or block to have more priority, like more power to activate. This is like one of the main things in animations. I guess I'll say in animation this is really useful. Okay, so yeah, this is mainly useful in animations. That's all. So yeah, that's burst and everything. Advanced stuff. Now you can see the you can see the trail thing. Really smooth, right? Really smooth and really cool. So I'm gonna make a proper video on the VFX part and on the other parts, so don't mind. Now let's look into the other stuff, which is particles. Particles is one thing which literally needs a specific video on, so I'm not gonna really explain it. Okay, now sounds is really awesome. It's custom. You can put your custom IDs, and there's also like pre-built sound in here, like assets, literal assets. By the way, you can see a lot of assets right there, which is really useful. I'll say it's really useful. Now you can adjust the volume, play back test. You can also change the timing. There's fade in, fade out, skip start. So it's gonna skip the 2% start of the the volume. Yeah. So skip start and skip end. So yeah, that's a really good thing. Okay, I like it. Now distance is basically you know, like it's like gonna do an echo or something. How sound fades with distance. Yeah, how sound fades with distance. Now if you want it to be inverse, which is basically inside the distance, sound stays near full volume. So you can just put the mini distance, which is for 19 studs, 20 studs. Now maximum distance to be 150 studs. Okay, which is I think you guys understand this. It's nothing really important to like explain. Now there's a lot of ones like inverse tapered, in linear square. So you guys can understand that. Okay, so that was sound. Now since we're done with the preset thing, now let's go into the main part, which is custom making. Insert. Now there's general, hitboxes, movement, effects, utility, status. Now toolbox is something which needs a specific videos on. For example, hitbox needs an entire video. Movement needs an entire video. Effects literally needs an entire video because there's a lot of effects which does different things. Okay, different things. Okay, so I could explain status. Okay, it's literally easy. I mean, you guys can understand that too. Okay, now first of all, I'm gonna go to general because general is easy to explain. So I'm gonna go to general. Now this is basically a weapon. Okay, prop is basically mesh, your mesh. Okay, now you can change the mesh name to as a test 1 or name, but I don't know why you can't name this at all. Even I can't. Okay, now I'm gonna go here. Okay, you can see the weapon here. The weapon, we got the default weapon, the default Roblox weapon. Okay, now you can see duration attached to. Now attached to is the main thing. Okay, and I want this to attach to the left arm. Okay, but it is attached to the left arm, but you have to adjust it by yourself. Okay, so it's gonna move with the left arm. Okay, that's a good thing. So I'd say attachment is really important. So now you can also make it like auto attach. So it's really auto attached to that specific limb. But I still recommend like adjusting it. So that was normal thing. You're gonna scale it, rotate it, size it. This is the main thing. Now mesh part is basically where you can use the mesh and you can upload your mesh. I mean not upload, basically paste your mesh ID and texture ID. So press this, so it will use the mesh IDs. So mesh ID, paste your mesh ID, paste your texture ID. Now advanced is basically burst, advanced, same thing. Now there's 2 more settings which I want to talk about is that these 2, you see this, right? These are not copy paste. So this one is basically like it's gonna teleport to your timeline. You see this line, right? So it's called scrubber. It's called scrubber. So if I press this first button, it's gonna like go to this timeline. See, it's gonna get attached to it. Now it's really useful if you want to like just do it like this, boop, or this time, boop. Yeah, you see that's way better. So it's gonna teleport to that timeline, to that scrubber. So yeah, that's really useful. Now second option is a checklist of things for this block to work. Now you can also add conditions to that specific block to work. Now you can see right here, conditions, pass off, and variance. You can also add variance to it. Like a literal block has variance. You can add variance to that block. That is really awesome. Now how to pass on? You can't just press it, okay? You can't just press it. If you press it, it's not gonna work. But you gotta press B this instead. B, then B. Okay, now it's turned on. Ha. Now, I don't know what this no bound source means, so ignore that. Now, none is basically your activation or like the condition. Distance above, distance below, finisher. It could be a finisher. Has victim. It could work on finishers that has victim. If head behind or something. Like, there's a lot. Like, there's a lot, bro. There's a lot. I have to make a specific video on conditions, okay? Which I will try to understand my best, okay? And that's on. So if you want to turn this off, you can just press B again twice and then press B this again. Yeah. Now we're done with the general part, prop part. Now hitboxes. Now there's a lot of hitbox. Beam hitbox, closest mouse hitbox, grab hitbox, grab release, radius, standard. So I'm gonna go with the standard right now, okay? Now standard, press. You can change the size of the standard. Now let's look into hitbox, like a few things about hitboxes. Now hitboxes, I don't think really needs an explanation on how hitbox work. But there's also a thing called projectile. So you can literally create a projectile. So I don't know much about right now. So it's just, these are just basically simple stuff. Now placement. Now let's look at, now placement is basically visible in game. So basically it's going to show your hitbox while you use the move. Okay, while you use the move in the game. like red. Like you see how it's showing red right now? It's gonna show in the game if you use the move. Okay. Now I don't know anything about stored value or stored to because I have to learn. Okay, so ignore that. Now victim targeting. Now this is basically last hit. Victim memory is basically last hit. Okay, basically last hit. So you know what last hit means. So yeah. Now hit dead is basically it's gonna work on people who are dead. Okay, the hitbox is gonna work on people who are dead. Not even ragdoll, but who are dead. Now new target. I don't know how the new target works, but I'll find the way. Okay, it's basically maybe like a new target or something. I don't know. Okay, I don't know much. Now ignore self is basically if you turn this off, your hitbox can also damage you as well. So I recommend this as well. But if you're making an explosion move, then ignore this. Okay, just turn it off. So it's gonna help you damage yourself too. Now that's all for the main thing. Now there's loop, conditions, on hit, on miss, and branches. Now loop, you basically if the hitbox loops around. Now condition is basically if bypass block 360, bypass counter, bypass death counter, bypass iframes. Okay. Now on hit is basically what happens if the hitbox hit on a player. Damage, use charge is basically gonna scale the hitbox like from 0 to 1. Okay. So that is you can use that for charging moves. Okay. If you're making a charge move, then yes, I recommend turning this on. Now hit reaction is basically victim reaction. Like you see on the M1s in the JJs, there's hit reaction. So yeah, that's what it does. Stun reaction, I mean, yeah. Now pushback is basically knockback. Like how far to knock the victim away from you. This is basically knockback. Okay, so I want to make it 35. Now you use look direction. Now look direction is basically for launches or pushback as well. So it basically pushes the player or the launches the player depending on the player's direction instead of the world direction. But right now it's kind of bugged right now, so it's okay. Now launch is basically like which direction you want the player to launch. So I want the player to launch to left side. So it's gonna go to the left side instead. So if I just so for example, I'm gonna do it right here. Okay, this one. I'm gonna put this on a hit. I'm gonna go to on hit. Launch is gonna go to 190 degree, and pushback is gonna be 35. Look direction is going to be on. Now ragdoll, next thing is the ragdoll, which is I'm gonna put as 2 seconds. So like for how long the player is gonna be ragdoll for, that's what it is. Now these are basically simple things. Destroy trees. So basically your hitbox also destroys the tree or trash can or bench or like burn something. Now you see how the player shifts to the left side, right? See? But the reason why it just goes straight up like forward is because of this launch thing. Okay, if I remove the launch, it's gonna go left. See, it went all the way on the left side. So that's what the launch do. It basically push the victim on the left side or right side or front or back. Okay, on miss is basically use end lag. Basically uses end lag. If you want the end lag to like freeze you for 5 seconds, so end lag time duration is like 5 seconds. So it basically freezes your character. Or there's like another option called slowed. So it basically slows your animation or slows your character. Okay, I really like the slow thing, so I don't really want freeze. If you want to make, unless you want to make your move punishable. Now branches, you can create hit branch, miss branch, and stuff. Okay. So yeah, that was the basic things about the hitbox. There's a lot of things like grab, radius, closest to mount, beam hitbox, grab, release, and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna take a while. I recommend I'll like a series on each categories like hitbox, movement. Okay, so all of them is gonna be in one specific video. Now effects, there's a lot of effects like custom text and highlight, manga panels. So I'm gonna explain everything later. Now utility is basically bring a lot of things. I'm gonna explain this later. So these are like really good things. Now I could explain a status. Okay, I could explain status. Now status is nothing much. I think all of you know how to use status. It's basically add HP. So it's gonna like give you XP. XP either to your victim or to yourself. And if you want this to be looped, you can loop it. So yeah, same goes for this all things. Now I'm gonna explain one best part about this thing, about this timeline, is that you don't need alt position. You see, in JJ's, there's alt position to move your VFX or anything else. So for example, I'm gonna get a VFX right now. Hold on. Let me go to beam. No, presets. So I'm gonna go to now this is a really cool VFX particle, right? See? But what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put a timeline. So basically I'm gonna go here. Now you see this add keyframe. Now I'm gonna press this. Okay. Now this is my first keyframe. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make it like this, and I'm gonna change the size to this. Okay, so this is the size right now. Now I'm gonna go a little bit more forward and here. Now I'm gonna go add another keyframe. Press. Now I'm going to make this size a big. Now on little here. Okay. Now it's basically animations, like basically positions. Now we'll watch. See? This is what I meant, guys. But this is mostly for VFX, like particles, okay? So this only works for particles, okay? If you use your keyframe after you're done with the VFX, because it's not gonna let you edit at all. See, it's not letting me edit at all. So you gotta remove the keyframes. So you can just press the keyframe and delete. Or you can just press this delete section. Yeah. So yeah, that's a really good thing about the VFX things. Now we're done. Now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go save. Now the next thing is going to be how do we add this in our character block, okay? Now I'm gonna go back. Now you see this create thing, plus create character. I'm gonna press this, and now you can see you will get this options, create, collection, and characters, okay? Now name your character something like something, okay? Now awakening my name something good. Now yeah, this also gave us one. Now there's also one thing, which is that there's going to be 6 new things coming up in the future updates, which is spawn, awaken, like custom awakening, M1s, wall, dash, and extra, okay? Now catalog tags, I don't know how to use that, so ignore it. Now you can add the moves by you see this, right? Now move 1, I'm gonna go here. Now it's showing me all of these moves, and yeah, if you can't see your move which you saved or something, so you gotta go back. So let's go back to the skill builder. Now make sure your move is saved in here in the test 11111. And if you don't have this saved, then you can just go move setting, name the move, and then save it. Press this, okay? Now leave. Now I'm gonna go create character. Now go to characters. Okay, now you can see all of this. Now create. Now go to collection. Now you must see this test 1111 thing, okay? Or like your move name, okay? Now you can see it, okay? Now I'm gonna go create something good. Move set 1, test 1111, okay? Now that's it. I have nothing else to use, so I'm gonna go to create characters. Now it created my character. Now if you still don't see your character name or something in the character selection, now go to characters in here, okay? Now you see all of these. So this is basically your import code of the character, and as well as you can also delete it, remove it, or like edit it, okay? But edit, you can basically like edit the moves and everything, so that's a really good thing. Now I'm gonna go to something, and I'm gonna go and make it add. So it's gonna add to my character list. Now you can see it's added. Now I'm gonna go something. Okay, so I finally got this moveset, and you can see something good. And like, yay! Now we finally got it. Yay! See? Yeah, so that's how you can do the basic stuff in the skill builder. And yeah, obviously there's going to be a lot of videos in this skill builder thing. Okay, so yeah, that was all about the basic stuff about skill builder, how you can create move, how you can do stuff with few things. And yeah, all the categories and all the stuff is going to be in a separate video, because I'm not making a video 5 hours long, okay? So yeah, that was pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about, and let me know. And also, please, I'm begging you, let me know what problems do you guys have with, so I could focus on those mostly, okay? So yeah, that was pretty much it, and thanks for watching.